Hey guys, I'm Harrison. In this video, we're going to take a deep dive into the new Bowers Wilkins 600 S3 speaker lineup. We'll discuss the upgraded tech, walk you through each speaker in the line, and then discuss what we heard when we put them to the test. Let's get started. Due to its long history of innovation and quality engineering, Bowers Wilkins has earned its reputation as a tour de force in speaker development and manufacturing. Using the same speaker model in your home that Abbey Road, Skywalker Ranch, and the BBC studios use to cut their tracks gives you a distinct advantage when trying to stay true to the original sound. Having the high end of the market covered with their iconic Nautilus loudspeaker, as well as their 800 series and 700 series speakers, Bowers Wilkins knew that they wanted to trickle down this new technology to allow more people to enjoy that classic B&W sound. Bowers Wilkins has perfected its formula for the 600 series, and its newest form is the 8th generation of this popular line. First, we'll go over the features and technology that all of these models share in the line, and then we'll discuss each model individually to help you decide which ones might be the best fit for you. With the mid-range being the heart and soul of the music, B&W put great effort into incorporating their Continuum tech into this line of speakers. They saw this material as an evolution of the Kevlar material that they have used for many years. The new Continuum cone material further improved the speed and clarity of the mid-range while not needing the surround found in most mid-range drivers. Coming from the 800 and 700 series of speakers, this FST Continuum cone was reimagined, especially for the 600 S3, giving them the benefits of this technology while keeping this series more affordable for music lovers. And we really like that B&W decided to use this material in the new 600 S3, giving this line of speakers the natural and accurate mid-range on which they've built their reputation on. B&W has also incorporated a newly developed titanium dome tweeter that was made specifically to produce natural, detailed, and refined treble response, often only available in more expensive speakers. Now, this tweeter is fully decoupled from the cabinet, having its own mounting system so that there is no interaction with the other drive units. This gives the benefit of the tweeter working in its own space, improving both transparency and soundstage ability. This new tweeter is protected by a new metal grille that allows the tweeter to work unobstructed to provide the best performance possible. Another trickle-down piece of technology from B&W's more expensive siblings is the patented flow port technology. Just like the golf ball technology this design was modeled after, the flow port allows air to flow through the port without any noise or resistance, providing the best bass reflex performance possible. Now, this solves a common issue called port chuffing, which has been an ongoing issue with bass reflex designs and can induce extra unwanted noise in bass frequencies and destroy an otherwise smooth bass reproduction. The hidden and often overlooked part of a high-end speaker system is the crossover network. The crossover network is absolutely essential to separate the different frequencies that each driver is designed for. When done right, each driver will work within its design characteristics while crossing over frequencies outside of its design to more capable drivers for those frequencies. Now, while it would seem simple on paper, designing a crossover is a very complex task. First, you must provide a smooth transition between drivers, often incorporating different crossover points so that the drivers transition to each other without deviations in the frequency response. Also, the designer then must work with the phase relationship inherent to the crossovers to produce the best response for the design. Now, B&W has upped their game in the new 600 Series 3 line, the upgraded components being optimized just for the new speakers. These properly designed and executed crossover networks are a large part of what gives these speakers detailed and transparent sound. The 600 S3 series comes with speaker terminals that were introduced in the 700 series. This new terminal gives the ability to buy wire or buy amp any of the 600 S3 speakers. Now, we think it's a great addition to the line and often not seen in products at this price point. Being that these terminals are trickled down from the 700 series means that they are of highest quality terminals used in the 600 series to date. Alright, let's dive into the 600 series models you can choose from, starting with the 603 S3 tower speaker. But first, I want to mention that each speaker in the line comes in either black, white, or oak finish for you to choose from. So the 603 S3 is the largest and most capable speaker in the new 600 series lineup. This floor-standing loudspeaker is designed for larger rooms and home theater applications where higher level output levels and more bass impact is needed. It incorporates two 6.5-inch paper cone woofers for its bass section, which allows this speaker to have a specified -6 dB point at 29 Hz, which is very impressive for such a slim tower. Using paper cones for bass drivers has been around for years, and it's for good reason. Paper cones have the advantage of behaving much better at the extremes of the driver's frequency response, allowing a natural and balanced bass that sounds more like the instruments being played. These paper cone bass drivers hand off the response to a 6-inch Continuum mid-range driver, giving these speakers the mid-range clarity and speed B&W is known for. The new titanium decoupled tweeter takes on treble duty and gives insight into the music with a wide soundstage and detailed highs. This small tower speaker is at home in both a high-end music system and as part of a high-output theater system. These 606 S3 stand-mount speakers allow people in smaller rooms or apartments to get the B&W performance they desire without large tower speakers taking up their precious space. The bass and mid-range are handled by a special Continuum driver developed just for this speaker. This 6.5-inch driver has a bass performance down to 52 Hz and gives the mid-range the same detailed and natural response as its big brother, the 603 S3. The 606 S3 uses the same decoupled titanium tweeter as the other speakers in the line, keeping the sound characteristics the same throughout. You should choose the 606 S3 if space is a concern, but you still want solid bass performance. Now, this speaker also makes a great companion to the 603 S3 in a high-power home theater where surround speakers are needed to be a little bit larger. With the optional FS600 S3 stands, the 606 S3 makes a very compelling stand-mount speaker option in its price class. Rounding out the stereo speakers in the 600 S3 line is the 607 S3 bookshelf speaker. This small stand-mount speaker is small enough to work in a small bedroom system or apartment where space is tight. It can also be used with its larger siblings in a home theater application where having the most detail and the same sound characteristics as your main speakers is critical. The 607 S3 incorporates the same decoupled titanium tweeter as the other models with a special 5-inch version of the Continuum bass mid-range driver that keeps the size of the speaker small but not the performance with a bass capability rating of 52 Hz. And it punches well above its diminutive size and can provide great musical enjoyment by itself or with a subwoofer. You're going to want to choose the 607 S3 if you want maximum space savings but don't want to compromise on performance. Next is the HT M6 S3 center channel. This utilizes two of the same 5-inch Continuum drivers that the 607 S3 employs, making sure that there is timbre matching between all of the speakers in the line. The tweeter is also the same decoupled titanium driver the other speakers have in the line. At 6.3 inches high, 18.9 inches wide, and 10 inches deep, B&W wanted to be a very small speaker to fit in a variety of home theater applications, but mighty enough to partner with their larger siblings in a full home theater system. Using Flowport technology as well as the higher quality crossover components allows this small center channel to do just that. So how do all of these sound? Well, from the first listen, we could tell the 600 S3 speakers were cut from the same cloth as their 700 and 800 series speakers. Angus and Julia Stone's 2010 album Big Jet Plane is a great album, and the track Living on a Rainbow allowed us to test the resolving power of the 600 S3 series. Playing this track through the 603 S3 allowed us to experience the fully evolved bass drum that anchors this track. Being slender tower speakers, they impressed us with its bass prowess on this track, providing great detail along the way. Julia's vocals have an interesting tone that can sound sibilant or peaky on some speakers, but the 603 S3 kept its composure, giving her vocals the natural tone that they deserve. There's a bridge in this song that features children singing in the chorus, which will show the speaker's ability with the soundstage. Now, we were impressed with how well the chorus vocals were produced, allowing us to hear the details of each singer as well as an impressive soundstage width. 2 Feet's 2017 album Momentum is a great album, and the song Love is a Bitch can test a speaker's bass capability as well as its dynamic prowess. The bass line in the song is very punchy and will test a speaker's bass speed as well as depth. The 603 S3 produced this track's bass much fuller than their size would normally indicate, giving the song the depth it needs. Vocals were rendered with detail and were anchored center stage, showing good imaging. This song has a synthesizer effect in the chorus that some speakers do not handle well. It is purposely driven into a clipping to make the effect take over the chorus. It is a cool effect that the 603S3 handled well. This showed us that the 600S3 series can be well-rounded for whatever type of music you listen to. The highs were always crisp and clean with great detail and energy. And in fact, if we had to make one criticism of the 600S3 line, it would be its honesty. If the recording itself was not mastered or mixed well, the 600S3 line will do nothing to make them better and in fact have the resolving power to show you how bad they are. Feeding the 600S3 line great recordings will reward you with a memorable performance. Through our time with the 600S3 series, we have found the various models in the line to have mid-range and treble responses that were very close to identical. This shows Bowers Wilkins' ability to design the line of speakers and that you can choose your model mostly based on room size and bass desired. Choose the 603S3 if you have a larger room or you want to prioritize bass depth, or choose the 606S3 or 607S3 if you have a smaller room and bass depth is not your ultimate goal. In a theater environment, we quickly found that the HTM6S3 mated well with all of the models, giving timbre likeness across the front channels. Also, the 606S3 and 607S3 used as surrounds, the whole theater package had coherency that would make movie soundtracks seamless through all the channels. We think that Bowers Wilkins knocked it out of the park with these new 600S3 speakers. These speakers bring trickle-down technology from their 800 and 700 series models into a smaller, more affordable package. Now, if you're looking for a speaker that punches well above its price and offers a level of value rarely found in today's audio landscape, these are for you. Now, if you have more questions, reach out to our team of experts at audioadvice.com and we'd be happy to help you out. And if you enjoyed this video, please give it a like, hit the subscribe button, and turn on the notifications so you don't miss out on any of our latest content. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.